Halo Infinite is surrounded by a massive amount of controversy, from a rushed release to microtransactions, deceptive developers, unfulfilled promises, gameplay changes, cut features, and more. I'm not particularly well versed in the 343 storyline, but what I can gather is that the majority of people are not happy with how they've handled the series. And let me say right off the bat, I am entirely sided with the community. 343 has not had a good track record and does not deserve the benefit of the doubt. But this game makes me moderately happy, and I want to talk about it.
We're allowed to be wholesome on the internet, right? Sometimes, maybe.
I'm Swack, and I am relatively new to Halo. Early this year, I was at a used game store, and I saw a copy of Halo 2 on one of the shelves for like $7. The friend I was there with said Master Chief looked like Doom Guy, and then he bought it for me. Thank you, Caleb. And here I am, roughly 5 months or so later, and I've completed every Halo campaign in the series. Except for 5, because that's not in the MCC. Shut up. And I recently obtained a new PC, which means I can actually play Infinite now. Here are my very unorganized thoughts.
Disclaimer that I've never played Halo 5 and will be trying my best not to attribute features that game added to Infinite. Thank you.
Slayer. Okay, first of all, the sound design is just really good. Seriously, I am obsessed with how good this game sounds. Now, don't get me wrong, this still sounds really good, but this is heavenly to me. You know, it may just be due to my lack of experience with a lot of modern AAA titles, but I genuinely believe that the sound design in this game needs to be appreciated more. Now, I've vaguely heard that there are some sounds the community seems to dislike, which is understandable, honestly. Longtime fans are obviously gonna get attached to the classic sounds, and it's a good idea to keep them as similar as possible. Halo 4 is a very good cautionary tale on that front. But I really do believe that the reason inconsistent gun audio doesn't really bother me is that I don't have any emotional attachment to the series yet. Sure, I think they're wonderful games, but when you've grown up with a game series, changing something as seemingly small as audio can make it feel like someone's tampering with your childhood. This is an awful segue that I wrote in, but I'm gonna say it anyway because it's kind of funny. Speaking of changes, gameplay. This one may be a little controversial, I'm genuinely not sure, but I've had more fun playing Infinite than any other Halo multiplayer in recent time. I really feel like it's a good combination of Halo 4 and, well, everything before Halo 4. The core gameplay feels really solid and is most likely gonna make Infinite my go-to Halo, at least in regards to mechanics. There are also some very nice new features, and very few of them intrude on the flow of gameplay, but instead enhance the experience. Ledge climbing is such a great addition to the flow of gameplay. It seems really small, but I really enjoy how it keeps the pace of the game going. I have similar thoughts about sliding, which can be useful for a quick mix-up. Like seriously, these minuscule additions massively improve the experience, at least to me. Oh, and the grapple arm is such a fun ability. Something about the momentum it adds to combat is just exciting. Now, don't get the wrong idea, just because I'm praising modern Halo doesn't mean I don't enjoy the classic Halos. It's just that my Gen Z brain with its ravaged attention span appreciates how Infinite accelerates the game pace. Okay, I wrote another bad segue, I promise. I'm not like putting my writing down. This is just not good. On the topic of attention spans, gun variety. There's a lot of them. Most notably, there are a lot of new guns, and most of them are pretty cool. Some personal favorites would include the Sidekick. I love its sound design and just generally like the idea of an old reliable pistol. The Heatwave. It's very unique and experimental. And the Pulse Rifle. It's fun. Classic guns like the BR and the Assault Rifle obviously make their return, and they feel as reliable as ever. Now, of course, not all classic weapons return, and that's a bit of a bummer. I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't be cool for 343 to add the Plasma Rifle or Magnum just for kicks, but I hardly have any reason to complain. Also, weapon drills are very nice, and I'm glad they added them. Admittedly, I haven't explored every square inch of the game yet. I'm writing this perspective whilst currently having roughly 10 hours of online play. I would spend more time researching and trying out different modes, but I'm currently motivated to make this video now, and I don't want to lose that by prolonging the process. Anything I desire to speak about but wasn't brought up in this video will most likely be featured in an additional video. All that to say, the vehicles are alright. I haven't messed with them too much, but they don't feel as tight and responsive as earlier iterations have, which is interesting. Also, the Warthog has a new horn. It's not bad. The graphics are similarly not bad. They're gorgeous in comparison to a game like Halo 3, which still holds up very well in its own right. Funnily enough, my PC told me that I didn't have the correct drivers to run the game, but I've been functioning with graphics at high and have experienced little to no issues.
Probably still should update the drivers though.
Now, for debatably the most controversial aspect, cosmetics and battle passes. They exist, and I don't really care that much. I dislike the whole work your way through the ranks and get free items, but you get even more if you buy membership. Oftentimes, I'll come across players online wearing extremely striking and borderline tacky skins, assumedly as a way to say, haha, I'm cooler than you, I'm Christmas! Now, despite the fact that some of these skins do look genuinely cool, I think as a community we really need to shift our perspective on cosmetics as a whole. Like, logically thinking, I should have more respect for an experienced player with the default skin, because it means they enjoy the game without feeling like they need to spend money on fake clothes. And listen, this is coming from the guy who probably spent at least $50 on Roblox drip when he was 11.
Limited sword pack is still fire though.
The addition of custom AIs is just fun. It's goofy, and I like it. Weapon chains and skins are also fun to play around with and serve to make the experience more personal. But, of course, your choices are pretty limited if you don't sell your firstborn child to the big man. Hey, listen, they had Clippy. What was I supposed to do? Keep the kid? Long story short, customization itself is fun and diverse, but using real money to buy cosmetics is silly, and the world would be a better place if we all decided to care less. Now, as for the campaign, I haven't played it. I mean, it looks good, but I'm not sure I'm willing to fork over $60 for just the main story, but I'll be sure to check it out the next time it goes on sale. The more open world approach seems like an endearing change of pace. But yeah, I've had a very fun time playing and just wanted to let you know. Feel free to say whatever the heck you want in the comments below, as long as you're not rude to each other. Those of you that feel the need to attack one another have a very shiny plasma grenade with your name on it. But with all of that being said, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless.